Have you ever noticed how some people move through life like they're walking on quiet ground even when the world around them is loud? Traffic is chaos, someone's passive-aggressive at work, plans fall through, yet they stay centered, almost untouched. Meanwhile, most folks get yanked around by every little thing. A delayed text feels like rejection. A stranger's tone ruins an afternoon. One wrong look becomes a whole detective case in their head. The difference isn't luck. It isn't some monk-level enlightenment either. It's a simple shift most people never learn. Stop letting the outside world decide your inside world. People assume their emotions come from events, what he said, what she did, what they posted, but that's not really what's happening. It's not the event, it's the meaning you attach to it. The same moment can land like an insult or like nothing at all depending on how you interpreted it. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Option 1, take it personally, rehearse your outrage, relive it all day. Option 2, decide that person's in their own storm, breathe, keep it moving. Same event, two separate realities. The difference is the story you chose. Here's the blunt truth. Most of what drains people never even touches them physically. It happens entirely in their head. Endless mental replays, imaginary arguments, catastrophizing. It's not life that's exhausting, it's the overthinking about life. So the question is, how do you get off that ride? How do you become the kind of person whose peace isn't up for grabs every time something annoying happens? Let's start with a reframe you can use today. Your attention is a currency. Spend it like it's scarce. Because it is. Most of us give away attention like free samples. A rude comment? Here, take 90 minutes of my focus. An awkward silence? Take my confidence for the day. An inconvenience? Take the rest of my motivation. Imagine running a store and handing out your best inventory to whoever walks by just because they asked. That's how most people treat their energy. Before you spend attention on anything, ask 3 questions. 1. Does this matter in a week? 2. Is this mine to carry? 3. Will engaging improve the situation or just feed it? If the answer is no, no, and no, walk away in your mind. Not from responsibility, walk away from the story that keeps you trapped. You'll notice something strange when you stop feeding small fires with big reactions. They go out. The person trying to trigger you loses interest. The drama loop that used to hook you breaks. The tension in your chest when something feels personal deflates. That's the surface strategy. Now let's go deeper, because staying calm once is easy. Staying calm consistently is a skill. You can train it like a muscle. Here are the practices that build emotional immunity in real life. Practice 1. Be the observer, not the sponge. Most people absorb other people's moods by default. Someone is short with you, your nervous system mirrors it. Someone gossips, you feel pulled to chime in. Instead, picture yourself a step behind your eyes, just watching. Notice the urge to react like you would notice a car driving by. There's frustration, there's defensiveness, there's the impulse to clap back, watch it rise, watch it peak, watch it dissolve without grabbing it. Observing doesn't mean you tolerate disrespect, it means you decide on purpose whether it deserves your energy. Try this mini drill, Theos. For one day, narrate moments in your head in neutral language. Coffee was spilled. Email arrived late. They said no. Strip out the drama words. You'll feel the heat drop immediately. Practice 2. Master the tiny pause. Every regrettable reaction happens in the gapless moment. Your brain goes straight from trigger to habit. Insert one breath, literally one. In through the nose, hold, out slower than you inhaled. That micro pause is where choice lives. In that space, ask yourself, what response makes tomorrow easier? Not what feels good in the next 10 seconds. What makes life easier tomorrow? Fired up, you want's the last word. Future, you want's peace and leverage. Choose for future you. Practice 3. Starve the drama ecosystem. Drama survives on fuel, your reactivity, your replies, your attention. It dies without it. You don't have to announce boundaries, you can practice them silently. Don't reply to bait. Don't explain yourself where the outcome is already decided. Don't attend arguments you never agreed to. There's a difference between being kind and being available to chaos. Kindness is a value. Availability is a choice. Here's a phrase that ends 80% of unnecessary loops. I'm not available for that. You can say it out loud or just in your head. You'll feel your nervous system learn a new path, from engage to exit. Practice 4. Rewrite the inner headline. When something stings, check the story you're telling. They didn't respond, they must not respect me. Maybe. Or maybe their phone died, or they're anxious, or they saw it and forgot. The human mind naturally chooses the most self-critical explanation because it thinks it will protect you by bracing for the worst. But living braced is just living tired. Use this template to rewrite your inner headline. Facts. What literally happened, meaning, what story am I layering on top? Upgrade. What meaning keeps me calm and responsible? Example, facts. They cancelled an hour before, meaning I'm not a priority. Upgrade, they double booked and didn't manage it well. My plan doesn't depend on them. Notice how the upgrade doesn't sugarcoat, it simply refuses to attack your worth. Practice 5. Build an energy budget. Decide where your attention goes before the world chooses for you. Pick 3 things that matter most today. Everything else is nice if it happens. When a distraction or provocation pops up, measure it against the budget. Is it in the top 3? If not, it can wait or go. You can be compassionate and still have a budget. That's not cold, that's clarity. Practice 6. Make micro-challenges your gym. Don't wait for a big crisis to test your calm. Use tiny annoyances to train your system. Slow checkout line. Training. Glitchy Wi-Fi training. Wrong coffee order. Training. Each time, notice your first impulse. Breathe once. Choose a calmer move. You're rewiring. The more reps you do with small stuff, the more natural it feels when big stuff shows up. Practice 7. Protect your inputs. You can't feel steady if your feed is designed to rile you up. What you consume is shaping your baseline. Curate it. Mute the accounts that make you bitter. Follow the ones that make you better. Replace doom scroll with learn scroll for 15 minutes a day. Books, long-form articles, courses. Your attention becomes what you feed it. Practice 8. Stand still in tests. People test boundaries. Not always maliciously, often unconsciously. They push to see where the edges are. If you wobble, the test continues. If you stand still, the test ends. Standing still doesn't mean stone-faced silence. It means calm clarity. I don't do last-minute favors like that. I'm not discussing that topic. If the tone stays like this, I'm stepping away. Calm words, consistent actions. That combination teaches people how to treat you. Practice 9. Use the flip. When someone lobs a jab, they want your energy. Starve the jab. Flip it instead. You're stubborn. I'm steady when I've decided. You never get emotional. I try to stay thoughtful. You don't care. I care in a way that keeps me sane. Don't match hostility. Redirect the frame. You'll feel your leverage return the moment you don't bite. Practice 10. Rituals that reset your nervous system. Your body needs a daily signal that you're safe. Without it, you'll treat every inconvenience like a threat. Choose one daily reset. A 10-minute walk with no phone, a breath pattern that slows your heart rate, journaling 3 short lines, what I felt, what it meant, what I choose, or if I had the minutes of stillness at the same time every day. Consistency is the point. Calm becomes a habit when your body expects it. Now let's zoom into real-life scenes where emotional immunity pays off. Scene, the email that sounds sharp. Your first impulse, defend, explain, over-explain. The calm play, one breath, one read-through for facts, one clear response that addresses the facts only. Save tone analysis for in-person. Written words lose half their meaning. Answer what's true, not what's noisy. Scene, the friend who cancels again. Your first impulse, tell yourself stories about your value. The calm play, acknowledge the pattern once, set a condition calmly. Let's plan same day next time. My schedule's tight. No resentment, no lecture, just a new boundary. If they care, they adjust. If they don't, the data is useful. Scene, the stranger who's rude. Your first impulse, mirror the rudeness. The calm play, choose dignity, no lecture, no extra words. If it crosses the line, state one sentence and leave. You'll never regret walking away from smallness. Scene, the family button pusher. Your first impulse, revert to childhood roles. The calm play, answer with the present you. Short, clear, neutral. That comment doesn't work for me, Abdi. Then change the subject or exit. You can love people and limit access to parts of you they keep poking. Here's a key insight most people miss. Staying calm isn't passive. It's deeply strategic. In negotiations, in relationships, in leadership, the calm person holds the frame. When you don't rush to fill silence, people reveal themselves. When you don't scramble to be liked, you're respected. When you don't chase, what's aligned finds you or falls away. You win not by overpowering, but by not overreacting. But what about when emotions feel too big to sit with? When the wave is already here? That's where technique becomes physiology. Try the 3-2-1 reset. 3 breaths, longer exhales than inhales. 2 feet, feel them on the ground. Name what you feel: pressure, warmth, texture. 1 label, name the emotion once, simply, this is anger. This is fear, naming is taming. When you label a feeling, your brain moves it from survival centers into thinking centers. The wave still rolls, but you're surfing it, not drowning in it. Try the future mirror. Before you act, picture yourself tonight telling someone you respect how you handled it. Would you be proud to describe your response? If not, edit it now. Pride in your response builds self-trust. Self-trust builds calm. Calm builds power, and try 1 level down. Ask, what's the feeling under the feeling? Anger often sits on top of hurt. Defensiveness often sits on top of fear. If you can see the layer underneath, the top layer loses its grip. I'm not really furious. I'm afraid of being dismissed. Once you say the truth to yourself, you can choose a wiser move. Let's talk identity for a second. If you call yourself the hot-headed one, you'll keep living into it. If you call yourself the one who always cares too much, I'm sure you will. Try on a new identity. I'm the calm one now. You can do it quietly, no announcement, just start gathering evidence, 1 breath instead of a snap. 1 boundary instead of a brawl, 1 kind no instead of a resentful yes. Stack enough proof and your nervous system updates its settings. You might wonder, isn't this just not caring? Number, it's caring correctly. Caring without collapsing. Caring without making everything your job. Caring in a way that keeps you available for the people and projects that actually matter. There are 2 kinds of strength. Loud strength, the kind that needs to be seen, and quiet strength, the kind that doesn't need to prove anything. Quiet strength is the power behind emotional immunity. It doesn't show off, it shows up. It shows up to hard conversations steady. It shows up to conflict curious instead of combative. It shows up to disappointment with a plan B instead of a meltdown. If you want a single sentence to carry with you this week, try this. I decide what gets to live in me. Not every comment, not every mood, not every headline, not every fear. I curate what stays. Some closing reminders you'll want to hear on tough days. 1. Delay is clarity. If you're unsure, don't rush your reply. The first reaction is usually your conditioning. The second is you. 2. Silence is a response. You don't owe access to your attention on demand. 3. Respect is trained. Teach people how to treat you by what you allow, repeat, and reward. 4. Your peace is not fragile, it's a practice. It gets sturdier the more you use it. 5. People who can't control you emotionally will often say you don't care. Let them be wrong about you. Your nervous system will thank you. And if you want a simple daily structure to cement all this, use this 5-minute script every evening. Minute 1, what pulled at my peace today? Name the top 1 thing. Minute 2, what meaning did I give it? Write the raw story. Minute 3, what's a truer, calmer meaning? Write the upgrade. Minute 4, what boundary or action would have helped? Choose 1 sentence or step. Minute 5, what will I do next time? Visualize yourself doing it once. That's it, 5 minutes. You'll go to bed with a plan instead of a spiral. Tomorrow gets easier, not because the world is calmer, but because you are. If this hit home, if you felt even a little more spacious just listening, carry 1 practice into your next hour. Maybe it's 1 breath before you reply. Maybe it's muting a chaos source. Maybe it's choosing not to explain yourself when you don't need to. Small moves, big peace. You don't have to earn calm by suffering first. You can choose it. You can practice it. You can become the person who walks through loud places on quiet ground. No one can hand you that. No one can take it away either. If you want more straight talk like this, tools that are simple, practical, and actually work, stick around, subscribe, and share this with someone who keeps giving their peace away for free. We're not doing that anymore. We're building a life that isn't allergic to inconvenience, a life that doesn't scare at shadows, a life that answers to its own center. And if no one told you today, you're allowed to be calm. You're allowed to be clear. You're allowed to protect your energy without apologizing. You decide what gets to live in you. Start now.